I'm Sam Graham-Felsen from The Nation. We are at New York University, NYU, in Washington Square Park in New York City right now. The College Republican chapter of NYU staged a Find the Illegal Immigrant hunt, and there's a huge counter-protest. So we're here to talk to some students about the debate over immigration going on campuses today. Why are you here today?
Because I'm very appalled and very angered by all the racism that is still occurring today.
I'm actually an immigrant myself. I was born in the Dominican Republic and I came here when I was 5 years old. I find that the game itself promotes the persecution of immigrants just by the title alone, and the fact that they're doing a game and offering a prize. It's similar to a bounty, and we feel that it's very, very disrespectful.
Just because we're outnumbered, as you can clearly tell right now, does not mean that our opinion isn't justified. It doesn't mean that it's wrong, and it doesn't mean that it shouldn't be heard.
The Republicans were definitely outnumbered. A dozen or so of their cohorts showed up to take part in the game, in which players hunt for a student with a name tag that says illegal immigrant to win a prize. But several hundred students showed up to oppose them. Many had heard about the event on the social networking site Facebook, including students from other schools such as Columbia and City College. The event was a microcosm of what's happening on campuses all across the country. Republicans may be outnumbered, but their outlandish tactics make them much more visible.
The thing is that the other really big event that the college Republicans have thrown was 3 years ago. They did an affirmative action bake sale, where if you went up and you were blonde, you were charged $2 for a cookie. If you were Asian, you were charged $1.50. It really bothers me that the institution that I attend, there's a club that the only 2 events they've really had during my time at school have been rooted around racism.
Calling this event or this game or us racist is an easy way to make us look bad without having to engage in the debate.
These kids got just what they wanted. Lots and lots of attention.
Because when someone comes to this country illegally, and their labor is being exploited because they're not eligible to earn minimum wage, and we have illegal immigrants who are living in fear of going to the police when they're wronged, living in fear of going to a medical clinic when they're sick, living in fear of taking advantage of any of the social amenities in this country because they're afraid of being deported. That's bad for the immigrant. That's not just bad for the country, that's bad for the illegal immigrant. When you try to tell these people that, they'll look at you and they'll say, oh, you don't actually think that, you're a Republican, you're racist, you're a fascist, you don't care about anybody who's not rich and white. So the point is, it's a satire, it's hyperbole, it's ruffling feathers to get people out here and thinking about it. We're not actually going up to somebody.
There are some of the top immigration scholars in this country who are teaching here at NYU. Do you all take their classes?
No, I hope to someday.
Have you all invited them out? And she's one of the top immigration scholars at NYU. Have you all invited them out to talk about issues?
No, but you're here, aren't you?
Yes, I'm here, but if you had invited me, if you had written me an invitation, I'm saying to the debate.
We have people who are living under conditions that can be compared to slavery. These are legal immigrants who come across the border making less than $2 an hour, who are indentured servants, who are afraid to go to the police when they're wronged, who are afraid to go to a medical clinic when they're sick.
But by turning this into a game, how are you conveying that opinion? How are you conveying your point?
Right now,
by turning Find the Illegal Immigrant does not convey that notion.
We've had speakers, we've had debates with the college Democrats, no one ever comes. Now people are here.
Then that's an issue with your PR. That has something to do with your PR, not us. That has nothing to do with the issue.
And like I said, faculty aren't being invited to these events. You need to publicize better.
It doesn't justify to me. Just because you got to get attention for it doesn't mean you should do it. There's a lot of things you can do for attention that you shouldn't do. You can swing a black effigy from that light. You get attention, but you shouldn't. But you shouldn't do it.
It's hyperbole. It's that it's politically incorrect. And you know what? It's going to get people thinking about the issue. After this event today, when we hold our debates with the college Democrats, when we hold our debate with Lucha about illegal immigration, a lot more people are going to show up. A lot more people are going to think about it.
You're not going to have honest debate. You're going to have people that see you as a racist.
Well, they've made several attempts to contact the college Democrats. Not everyone here is part of the college Democrat. The NYU body is a huge body that does not consist of the 20 or 30 people that are in college Democrats. There are people that are concerned about these issues that are not involved in the groups that they're advertising to. That is bad PR.
Instead of having an actual debate about an important event that's affecting millions of people, they decide to have a game and say that a human life is worth about a $50 gift certificate.
Look around. Do you see a debate going on anywhere? This is not a debate. This is outrage. This is what you've gotten when you piss people off to the point where nobody wants to talk to you because you come off as an ignorant group.
It was impressive to see so many students on the streets, but it was somewhat of a shame that the largest political event of the year at NYU was brought on by a juvenile, racially offensive prank. There's lots of potential for activism on liberal-leaning campuses like NYU, and it shouldn't be confined to responding to Republican provocations. Progressive student activists are waging their own campaigns, but if they want their classmates to be actively engaged the way they were today, they'll have to use creative tactics and new strategies. If there's one takeaway message here, it's that there's still a massive amount of untapped political energy on campuses today.